Welcome back to Little English Studio, where we uncover the hidden corners of human history, the stories buried beneath the earth, sleeping under the waves, and carved into the bones of time. Today, we travel to the heart of Europe, where the icy waters of Alpine lakes reflect snowy peaks and ancient forests whisper secrets of a forgotten world. Beneath these still surfaces lie the remains of a civilization so old it predates the pyramids, a world of wooden homes built not on land, but on stilts rising above the water, the prehistoric piled dwellings of the Alps. Picture yourself standing at dawn beside a clear mountain lake. The mist rolls across the water, the air is crisp, and in the distance wooden platforms rise above the calm surface. Smoke curls from thatched roofs, the faint sound of children playing echoes across the valley, and fishermen cast their nets into the lake below. It could be a scene from a quiet Alpine village, but this is no modern settlement. This is life as it was nearly 7,000 years ago, during the Neolithic and Bronze Ages, when humans first learned to farm, build, and live together in organized communities. The prehistoric piled dwellings around the Alps refer to more than 100 archaeological sites located in 6 European countries: Switzerland, Austria, France, Germany, Italy, and Slovenia. Together, they form one of the most extraordinary windows into prehistoric life anywhere in the world. These dwellings, known as Fallbauten in German, were built between 5000 and 500 BCE, along the edges of lakes, rivers, and wetlands. Their construction was simple yet ingenious. Wooden posts, driven deep into soft mud, supported raised floors and houses that stayed dry even when the water level rose. Why did these ancient people choose to live over water? The answer lies in both practicality and protection. The Alpine valleys were fertile and rich with resources perfect for early farming, but they were also prone to flooding. Building above water kept homes safe and dry. It also offered natural defense against predators and rival tribes. At night, fires flickered on wooden platforms, their reflections dancing across the water, creating one of humanity's earliest forms of lakeside architecture. Archaeologists first discovered these piled dwellings in the mid-19th century, when Swiss farmers noticed wooden stakes emerging from the mud as water levels dropped in winter. When excavations began, what they found changed our understanding of prehistoric Europe forever. Beneath layers of sediment, the cool, oxygen-poor waters of the lakes had preserved wood, textiles, seeds, tools, and even food fragile artifacts that would normally decay within decades. It was as if time itself had paused. At sites like Unterwaldingen on Lake Constance in Germany, Robenhausen in Switzerland, and Firevey in Italy, entire prehistoric villages were uncovered, revealing circular clusters of huts connected by wooden walkways. Each dwelling, built from oak or pine logs, had a single room with a clay hearth at its center, where families cooked grain, roasted fish, and warmed themselves during cold Alpine nights. The roofs were made of reeds and straw, and the walls daubed with clay and animal dung, surprisingly efficient insulation against both heat and cold. But these were not primitive shelters. The evidence suggests a sophisticated society with complex trade networks and skilled craftsmanship. Stone tools, copper ornaments, and beautifully shaped pottery have been found in abundance. At some sites, archaeologists uncovered textiles woven from flax, among the earliest examples of weaving in Europe. The discovery of beads made from shells and amber hints at trade reaching far beyond the Alps, connecting communities across the continent. What makes these piled dwellings especially fascinating is the way they capture moments in time. Unlike dryland settlements, which often show overlapping layers of habitation, these lakeside villages were sometimes destroyed by floods or abandoned suddenly, leaving behind entire snapshots of life. In one site, archaeologists found a collapsed house containing pottery, still filled with grain and charred wooden beams from the final fire. It's as if the villagers fled in a hurry, leaving behind a time capsule waiting to be rediscovered thousands of years later. Life around the Alpine lakes must have been both beautiful and challenging. The communities were small, usually a few dozen families, surrounded by forests teeming with wildlife. They farmed barley, wheat, and millet, kept cows, goats, and pigs, and supplemented their diet with fish and wild berries. Children likely helped collect firewood or herd animals, while adults crafted tools or tended the fields. The rhythm of life followed the seasons, planting in spring, harvesting in summer, preparing for long winters. Spirituality and ritual were also central to their lives. Many artifacts suggest that these ancient people held deep respect for nature. Carved animal figures and small clay idols found in the dwellings might have been used for ceremonies to ensure good harvests or successful hunts. Some sites contain deposits of animal bones and pottery fragments near water, perhaps offerings to lake spirits or deities believed to dwell beneath the surface. In this sense, the lakes were not just their homes, but their sanctuaries, mirrors of both life and belief. As centuries passed, the piled dwellings evolved. Early Neolithic settlements gave way to more advanced Bronze Age communities. Metal tools replaced stone, and decorative jewelry became symbols of social status. Some villages expanded into small clusters of platforms connected by wooden bridges, while others developed specialized roles, one focused on pottery, another on metalwork, another on trade. The social organization was becoming more structured, hinting at the beginnings of hierarchy and leadership. One of the most breathtaking reconstructions can be seen today at the Falber Museum Unterwaldingen on Lake Constance. Here, archaeologists and historians have recreated entire villages based on original findings. Visitors can walk along wooden walkways, step into thatched huts, and experience daily life as it was thousands of years ago. You can see cooking pots over clay stoves, fishing nets drying by the water, and tools laid out for farming or hunting. It's not just a museum, it's a time machine, bringing the prehistoric world vividly to life. The preservation of these sites is one of archaeology's greatest gifts. Because they were submerged for centuries, organic materials like wood and fiber survived in exceptional condition. Through dendrochronology, the study of tree rings, scientists can date wooden posts with astonishing accuracy, sometimes pinpointing the exact year they were cut. This allows researchers to reconstruct not only how these people lived, but also how climate, water levels, and vegetation changed over millennia. The piled dwellings are thus both a cultural and an environmental archive, revealing how ancient humans adapted to nature long before written history. UNESCO recognized the prehistoric piled dwellings around the Alps as a World Heritage Site in 2011, celebrating their unique contribution to our understanding of early agrarian societies in Europe. They are a testament to human creativity and resilience, how people learned to thrive in harmony with lakes and mountains rather than conquering them. Yet their survival today faces new challenges. Rising tourism, pollution, and climate change threaten the delicate balance that has preserved these remains for thousands of years. Efforts are underway to monitor water levels and protect the submerged wood from bacteria and oxygen exposure. Museums and local authorities across the Alpine countries have joined hands to promote sustainable heritage management, ensuring that these ancient voices will continue to be heard by future generations. But perhaps the most powerful part of this story is the connection we feel when we look at those old wooden posts rising from the lake bed. They remind us that civilization did not begin with empires or grand monuments. It began here with small families building homes, farming the earth, and finding ways to live together. In the quiet reflection of an alpine lake, we can still see their silhouettes: the mother grinding grain, the father mending a net, the child chasing a duck along the water's edge. These are the moments that built the world. So next time you find yourself near the serene lakes of Switzerland or the rolling hills of northern Italy, look closer. Beneath the surface lies a story written not in ink or stone, but in wood and water, a story of ingenuity, adaptation, and the timeless human dream of home. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the prehistoric lakes of Europe. If you enjoyed traveling back in time with Little English Studio, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to keep our adventures alive. From the depths of the Alpine waters to the sands of ancient Mesopotamia, we'll continue to uncover the stories that shaped us all. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring the wonders of our shared human past.